Yeah, we had bro down here yesterday. We took his chain, to Bleak. We took it YouTube plant. All this.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, please make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at hookah_anonymous. Alright? Maybe to be a little more explicit, a little more uncensored, and share content freely without running the risk of having our channel terminated. So, once again, make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at hookah_anonymous. Alright, now let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, Miko Worlwide is a YouTuber known for going all over the world and visiting the most treacherous neighborhoods and uploading a video to his YouTube channel. Now, he captures everything from weapons, women, gangs, and so forth. He will reach success and become known for going to some of the trenches in Atlanta, New York, North Carolina, New Orleans, and that's just to name a few. However, his character will be tainted after a back and forth feud between him and rapper China Mac. Like everybody else, China Mac will link up with Miko Worldwide to do a hood vlog in East New York, Brooklyn. Now everything was cool until China Mac would do a video of his own shortly after, banning Miko Worldwide from New York after learning of Miko Worldwide's sketchy past. Now China Mac will reveal that the Miko Worldwide that everyone embraced fled to DR to evade charges, where he started his hood vlog channel, then was arrested in Colombia and extradited back to the States for a case in Atlanta, Georgia. Now he was charged with a sexual assault and aggravated sodomy on a 10-year-old boy, and at the time he was 27 years old. Now Miko ended up copping out to felony aggravated assault, and they dropped the felony sodomy charges against him. He got time served and placed on 5 years probation, and that was it, so he thought. Now China Mac made a good point. It's not the charges against him, well, for us it is, to be honest with you. But with those kind of allegations and charges pinned against you, before you associate yourself with people, you need to make them aware of what's going on and what comes with you. Now give them the option so they can decide whether they want to deal with you or not. Especially with you interviewing all kinds of guys, from being ex-cons, current criminals, and just people who disagree with that type of lifestyle in the first place. Now you put them in a bad position, because now the audience who do know Miko's past is going to assume that the people he's around knows their past as well, and they're cool with it. Now in all actuality, that's not even the case, because they don't even know what Miko has been charged with in his past. But let's move on. Now, a young rapper by the name of Slatt Zy from Chattanooga, Tennessee, did a typical hood vlog with Miko back in June of this year. The video, titled Raw Streets of Chattanooga, Tennessee with SLatty Zy, gained almost 500,000 views at 472,740 at the time of this recording. With the success of their first video, it's no wonder why Miko didn't think twice when SLatty Zy reached back out to do a part 2 to their hood vlog. Or so Miko thought. Now in the midst of June to September, where the next vlog was supposed to be shot, China Mac exposed Miko the following month in July of these sketchy charges. Now SLatty Zy caught wind and will book Miko for another vlog in September, but things didn't go as Miko would expect them to. Now August 2022, on the 31st, Miko Worldwide, along with 2 other cameramen, would meet up with the young Tennessee artist SLatty Zy, who was also accompanied by 6 other men, with the oldest being around 24 years old. They all possessed firearms, but this wouldn't bother Miko too much because he was used to being around trenches and with guys that was brandishing weapons to the camera, representing their hood. Now shortly after arriving, Miko and the men agreed to shoot somewhere else that was minutes away, and once again, this was normal for Miko shooting in multiple areas. When they arrived at a small house on 1803 Taylor Street, Miko describes he was hit with a metal pan first, then was struck with an unidentified object to his face, which caused a bruise to his cheek. Now, after coming to his senses, he realized that him and the 2 other cameramen was now the target of an armed robbery. They took their phones, wallets, and even went to an ATM where they would use Miko's account to withdraw $1,000 and sent themselves over $4,900 via Cash App. At the end, totaling everything up, they made off with over $6,000, Miko's YouTube plaque, a gold chain of his, and a firearm that he left in his car. Now, Miko went to the police station that day and happened to report everything that was going on. When he tried to get to the other two cameramen to get them to cooperate, they disagreed, leaving Miko on his own. That may have made him change his mind about snitching because he decided not to follow through with going to the police. That's when the unthinkable happens. Miko sees a video of SLatty Zy and two other individuals on social media taunting him and showing off the jewelry, literally admitting they performed the armed robbery on Miko Worldwide. Now, not only did they verbally admit they robbed him, but they expressed why, all while showing a gun along with Miko's chain that they took from him. So after Miko told the cops everything he knows on September 1st of 2022, it wasn't hard for them to connect the dots, and to their surprise, all three of the guys will have pending charges against them concerning weapons and drug charges that they were out on bond for. Now, SLatty Zy makes a similar point that China Mac made, but he just took it a step further and took justice in his own hands. Now, SLatty Zy mentions that Miko shouldn't be doing interviews and going around them or anybody else with those type of charges against him. I assume that he wouldn't want to be associated with someone like that or something like that, and he pretty much wanted to send a message. They claimed they had footage and was willing to sell it to other platforms for the right price to expose your boy Miko Worldwide. And knowing this, I may assume that Miko played a chess move and felt that he needed to hurry up and snitch to get these guys incarcerated to prevent the footage from ever coming out. I don't know if that's the real reason why, but I could only assume, but I'm not making excuses. Now, although the video was uploaded to SLatty Zy's Instagram, all three of the guys seen in the video was arrested after being identified. Tyzon Vincent, Chantrell Vincent, and Shannon Vincent are all three brothers in which Miko will point out in a police lineup, and these guys are being held for aggravated robbery, aggravated kidnapping, and possession of firearm during a felony. If convicted, each individual will be given up to 30 years for the robbery, 30 years for kidnapping, and 15 years for possession of a firearm during a felony, totaling up to 75 years in prison. Now, honestly, while everyone's pointing fingers at Slatt Zy for being foolish for admitting to a robbery on camera, I like to see things differently, and let me tell y'all what I conclude from all this. I honestly think that Zy didn't expect that Miko would actually go to the police and snitch on him. He didn't think that Miko would go to the police because he might have seen Miko in previous vlogs showing guns, like he bowed it and acting like he's pulling up to hoods they said he was banned from, but Zy was sadly mistaken. And he's not the only one. We see this all the time. You think some dudes will hold it down, but the whole time they undercover snitches, acting like they're really about that life. And Miko is what I call a very dangerous snitch, because he's the type to troll and act like he about that life, but when stuff hit the fan, he goes and runs to the police. It's nothing more dangerous than someone who will antagonize you to do something, and when you actually do something, they go and tell. Alright? And let's be real, Slatt Zy isn't the only person admitting to crimes on camera anyway. It's just that the victim, the person that he was up against, had enough courage to go to the police and actually snitch and not care. But to be honest with you, when you got them type of charges, the sodomy and, everything else, what else do you got to lose? Alright? It's just that he took it further than expected, and that landed these guys in prison, and they looking at almost 75 years. So y'all jump in the comments, let me know how y'all feel. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm going to keep on dropping. And I'm out.